Hello Internet, and welcome to episode 3 of Nostalgia Vision, the show where we go over all kinds of stuff. Christian children's entertainment. It's a huge talking point on the internet. Protestant and Catholic Christianity make up the majority of religious beliefs in the English-speaking world, so when home video technology started to advance in the 80s and 90s, it created a huge market in educational movies and shows targeting good Christian boys and girls. Some of these features were on TV, but the majority of them were only viewable on VHS and further down the line, DVD. For those who don't know, this is called direct-to-video, a process where a studio would release a movie for purchase rather than putting it on TV or in theaters. Disney actually did this for a lot of their direct-to-video sequels. This is also why we've ended up with tons of movies and shows that no one ever really noticed until the internet became more widespread. These sites, while generally littered with ads for adult content, are also littered with these E and F tier movies that never really seem to be remembered by history. When it comes to direct-to-video hits in the realm of Christian media, the first one that immediately pops into my mind is VeggieTales, first premiering in 1993. If you were in any church youth program in the 2000s, chances are you've seen these tapes firsthand. Nowadays, VeggieTales has achieved meme status online, not only because of the nostalgia people have for it, but because of just how good the show's writing is. Everybody knows Bob and Larry! Nobody likes to be spoon-fed messages disguised as fun movies or TV shows, especially children. VeggieTales helped bridge that gap and created an experience tons of kids learned from while still staying goofy and wacky in its own style. Some episodes were direct reenactments of biblical stories, and some of them were just random stories with biblical themes loosely tied into them. It's no wonder why VeggieTales was so successful. It had a super solid animation for the time, and you can tell the writers really poured their hearts and creative energy into it. But I didn't bring you all here to talk about VeggieTales. Just 2 years after it made its debut, there was a new show on the horizon. A new name to completely take over Christian children's entertainment. A direct-to-video relic with a theme somehow even more compelling than 30% of the food pyramid putting on a musical number in sweet 480p. The children, rather the world, was ready for an upgrade. It was time to get edgy. I'd like to introduce you all to the newest member of the LukeWilsonTV Avengers, Bibleman. I actually found these tapes while I was out thrifting with my friends, so shout out to you guys if this video does well. Bibleman is played by actor, writer, and producer Willie Ames. Ames is probably someone your parents know about. He starred in The Swiss Family Robinson and 8 is Enough, and made guest appearances on The Waltons, The Love Boat, and Little House on the Prairie. You know, those shows that your mom would put on before dinner. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Bibleman technically wasn't entirely direct-to-video. Bibleman episodes did show on the Australian Christian channel in Australia. So what exactly is Bibleman? Surprisingly, the Bibleman series has seen many iterations over the years, including a CGI reboot in 2016. The main series, the one we're looking at today, is called The Bibleman Adventure and follows Miles B. Peterson, a wealthy man who gains superpowers after turning to the Bible during his most desperate hour.
Inspired by the Word of God and equipped with unyielding faith, Miles pledged to fight evil in the name of God as...
Honestly, from the few trailers I've seen, I feel like this is going to be at best a really funny and cheesy show, and at worst it'll be complete garbage that's impossible to sit through. Either way, strap in, because we're about to dive headfirst into the world of Bibleman. The first episode of the Bibleman Adventure we'll be looking at today comes from Season 4, titled Conquering the Wrath of Rage. Just looking at the back, I know we're in for a treat. I mean, Bibleman is stopping some schoolyard violence, we have, I assume to be, a cool cyborg ally on the right side, and of course, epic laser swords. Now, I don't have a VHS player, and I wasn't planning on hauling one all the way here, so, looks like we're gonna have to turn to the internet. It turns out every episode of Bibleman is on YouTube for free, with no ads. Is it considered piracy if Tommy Nelson can at any time copyright claim and monetize these videos? But I mean, I did technically buy the tapes with my own money, so I think we're in the clear. This episode starts out in the middle of a thrilling action sequence between Bibleman and some goons. We find out that the robot cyborg guy's name is Cypher, and that he's kinda dumb. Bibleman tanks some hits and saves Cypher, but not before literally vaporizing one of the goons and almost doing the same to the other one. It is then revealed that the main antagonist is sprinkling a mysterious powder known as Gold Fury onto him, and a cheesy but hilarious intro sequence follows. My first criticism is that the intro music isn't really anything special. Also, they use the same, cross Bible animation 3 or 4 times. I'll cut them some slack on the Comic Sans font, though. They didn't know what monster it would become. So we find out the villain's plan is to take over the town by making everyone so angry that they fight each other, I assume to the death. We also find out that Cypher is the genius behind the new suit that debuted in this episode, but he's more interested in a life of adventure and fighting evil as Bibleman's sidekick. To which Miles, Bibleman's true identity, says,
God's work is not a game, Cypher. A man in spandex is no laughing matter.
So Bibleman is self-aware. This is gonna be good. Our heroes answer a call to a local school where a troubled kid needs some Jesus in his life, and let me just play this clip for you.
I wonder if there was some previous incident that may have triggered something with him.
Oh, I don't know if this helps, but about 1.5 years ago, both of his parents were killed in a car accident.
Gee, I wonder how emotionally taxing having both of your parents brutally killed in a car accident would be on a junior high school student. This was after Columbine. You'd think that these teachers would be a little more sensitive to a kid who gets bullied on the daily. I guess that's why they called Bibleman. He was the only one who thought to himself, hey, maybe this kid is upset because of his dead parents. And then we get to see some of the special effects shine once more in one of the coolest superhero suit-ups of all time. Maybe it's just the confidence of Miles Peterson, but I know Bibleman would whoop some demon ass in the world of Doom or something. Keep in mind, this was before most modern Marvel movies. The only live-action superheroes before Bibleman were like Batman and Superman and maybe... So needless to say, I'm pretty impressed with what they were able to pull off without the money of movies like Men in Black or The Matrix. Cypher and Bibleman try to help Jordan, but the Golden Fury ruins their plans again, causing them to investigate further and realize there must be something more to Jordan's attitude.
You see, Cypher, there's always something more. If there weren't, then the episode would basically end right here.
So does this mean Bibleman has like fourth dimensional powers and he realizes that his whole life is a TV show? Or is he just some psychotic serial killer producer who's just holding all these people hostage to fulfill some sick, twisted fantasy? Bibleman and Cypher head out to prevent a fight Jordan organized behind the school, and we have our first big fight scene between the heroes and villains, Ludacris and El Furioso. The choreography is surprisingly good for the sword fight between El Furioso and Bibleman. I mean, it isn't groundbreaking, but it works pretty well. They follow the villains back to their hiding place, and then this song and dance number comes out of nowhere. Upon further research, this song is called Livin' La Furiosa, and like the sword fight, it's not terrible, it's just kind of cheesy and low budget. I couldn't find a high-resolution version of the song online, but I did find this live version from 2000, and the choreography is... I mean, there are only 2 backup dancers, but they definitely commit. Oh, and if you haven't realized already, this is a parody of Livin' La Vida Loca. Also, what is El Furioso even supposed to be? I mean, I get that he's a Spanish-themed villain with the red cape and all, but he talks with an American accent, and at one point, he pulls out a sombrero and maracas? He's like Puss in Boots if DreamWorks got all of their information about foreign nations from Dora the Explorer and a bunch of PTO moms from the Midwest. This song is basically just El Furioso talking about how good being angry is and how you should rub his mysterious powder all over yourself. I wasn't originally going to include this thought, but do you think El Furioso is supposed to be a Scarface reference? I mean, a villain that might be Mexican or Spanish or both, a song advocating for the use of a mysterious powder? I can't be the only one. So Bibleman and Cypher finally put 2 and 2 together and discover Gold Fury after stealing some from the villain's lair and head out again to help Jordan and his friend. And at long last, we find out that Jordan's anger is coming from the fact that his parents died. Wow, didn't take a genius to figure that one out.
What are you gonna do? Come quote some random Bible verses about God's love and all? Why do my parents have to die?
And at even longer last, Bibleman has his final confrontation with El Furioso.
We finally meet.
What are you talking about? We met like a dozen times.
I know, but it was a classic line and I couldn't resist.
After some sword fighting, Furioso is almost able to convince Bibleman to give in to his anger, but then is quite literally smitten by God himself.
Jeepers. What a mess.
The story actually wraps up rather nicely. Jordan starts going to church and making new friends, and heck, even Cypher gets promoted to Bibleman's partner. And right before the credits roll, Miles comes out with his helmet off and gives a recap of the lessons we all learned while watching a robot sing about cocaine only to be melted by the creator of the universe. The next Bibleman episode we're looking at comes from Season 6, and is titled Breaking the Bonds of Disobedience. Now, if this is anything like Conquering the Wrath of Rage, then Bibleman is probably going to have to solve some problems based around disobeying God or going against your parents' rules. Judging from the back, it looks like we have 2 new characters, a female hero and a Darth Vader-looking villain, Luxor. Also, this particular tape has great for kids ages 5 to 93 on it. I guess it's just fine for kids ages 1 to 4, and maybe it's okay for people 94 and older. This episode opens up inside of a theater, featuring Cypher and the new character, Leah Martinez, aka Bible Girl, practicing a song and dance number about temptation. So I guess Bibleman is not only a real superhero, but a performer as well, kinda like Captain America. But what I don't understand is Bible Girl. She auditioned for their performance, but does she have any real powers? I guess we'll figure that out later. It seems like our heroes are set for a great upcoming show, but then Luxor peeks out of the shadows and reveals his maniacal plan to the audience, to use bio-warfare on Bibleman, making him extremely rebellious and thus going against the word of God. I actually really like Luxor as a villain. He's like a combination of Dr. Evil and Darth Vader, constantly making goofy references while also being downright gross and sinister.
Laugh, will ya?
We actually get a different intro this time around, and honestly, it's worse than the other one. The music is repetitive, and the only visuals are text and some faded scenes from other episodes. So we do get some clarification from Eunice, Bibleman's supercomputer, about Bibleman's career and his theater hobby, when she convinces Bibleman to find a real Bible Girl to help split up some of his workload.
Supercalifuturistic Science Laboratory!
Hey, isn't there a Sonic or something like that?
Yeah, but we can't use it or the mouse will sue.
So back at the villain's hideout, Lucy, Luxor's supercomputer, discovers Bibleman's spiritual profile after hacking into Eunice.
Antibodies against spiritual attack? Dangerously low. And he hasn't been eating his broccoli either.
It's official, everyone. Bibleman has been diagnosed with Bible AIDS! Luxor decides now is the best time to infect Bibleman with Microbius Disobedientis, since he's too focused on his stage play and is spiritually weakened. The first step, a Blair Witch parody video. And since Bibleman was tricked into helping Ludacris, no one could prevent Luxor from literally putting him in an electric chair. Cypher rescues him with his Tron disc-looking things, but it's too late. Bibleman has been infected with an illness that makes him extremely disobedient to God, causing him to mess up his lines when rehearsing for his performance and leaving Eunice unable to suit him up until he reflects on his attitude. At the rehearsal, Bibleman still can't get it to work. And it only gets worse as Leah, aka Bible Girl, has been tricked by Ludacris into taking a fake Broadway role and diverting her full attention away from the Bibleman theatrical performance. And finally, alongside a Forrest Gump movie reference,
Mama always used to say, your life would be like a box of molded chocolates.
Luxor is able to convince Bibleman that God expects too much from him and he needs to let loose. Just as Bibleman is about to cancel his show, Luxor shows up and has an intense battle with Leah, only for her to imbue a net with some mystical spirit energy and prove herself as a real Bible Girl. Luckily, the villains retreat and the heroes regroup and find out what's really wrong with Bibleman. He has become allergic to the Bible. And after a suit-up sequence with all three heroes, it's time for the final confrontation. Where is this even supposed to take place? It looks like some Midwestern town from an INSP show, but way faker looking. I have to give them some credit though, these lightsaber battles are pretty cool. I mean, the most recent Star Wars movie before this was The Phantom Menace, and this is definitely closer to that than the fight between Vader and Obi-Wan. Then out of nowhere, this happens.
Your prayers are useless, Cypher, for it is I who am your father.
No. Yes. No.
It's true.
No.
No! Why?
And through the power of love, the heroes are able to blow up Lucy, and subsequently, Luxor and Ludacris. Why are they even trying? If Bibleman can't beat you, then God will just dematerialize you. The episode ends with the team leaving on another quest, and like before, Bibleman gives a special recap message at the end about following Jesus. Luckily for us, we get to see the conclusion of this story because the last tape we're taking a look at today is the second and final one from Season 6. Lead us not into temptation. Judging from the back, there's some sort of cyber terrorism happening, and it looks like Luxor is back in action, and so is this mysterious message for kids age 5 to 93. This episode starts in the heat of the action. Once more, Bibleman and Cypher are in the woods fighting some enemies to show Leah, Bible Girl, how their adventures are done. Little do they know, Luxor and Ludacris, who are somehow not dead, are also observing the situation for training purposes. Luxor says he found Cypher's weakness, which he will use to defeat Bibleman, but right before he explains it, they both just start maniacally laughing, and then the moon explodes? Then the same lackluster intro plays from before. Hashtag bring back the season 4 intro, man. It wasn't outstanding, but it definitely had more Bible. So our heroes meet up at the Bible Cave. Not sure if that's the real name, but that's what we're going with for now. And we're introduced to the main premise of this episode, avoiding the temptation to leave your spouse, friends, or team to fly solo and ride I-70 easy all the way to glory. So the Bible Brigade gets another call about a young girl named Riley who's being bullied by her old friends for becoming a Christian. Luxor is quick to jump at the chance to cause some trouble, so the heroes literally just break into the school cafeteria and give Riley a pep talk about leaving her old toxic friends. Imagine if someone did this today, a bunch of fully grown adults dressed up in costumes breaking into a school cafeteria. We then learn that Cypher also has some old friends who have been trying to contact him, and all of this is being facilitated by the evil internet. Riley finally caves and sits with her old friends and is tempted to visit a hacking website which hypnotizes her into ditching her new friends and going back to her life before becoming a Christian. Cypher reveals to Leah that he's been hanging out with an old friend and a bad influence, Little T, from the dance classes he and Leah had together. They then decide to go back to Riley's school and, once again, fail to break her out of her old group of friends. At the same time, Cypher tries to hack into the website, but has a similar experience to what Riley had.
You know, it's weird. Your stories are identical. It's almost as if someone wrote it that way.
I love how when they finally figure out that Riley and Cypher were visiting the same website, their only solution is that the show was just written that way, and not that the villain is attacking them both in the same way. Cypher goes to show Little T something on the computer and is greeted with disapproval when he returns. I really don't get how this is supposed to be bad. I mean, yeah, Little T is a bad influence, but Cypher is a fully grown adult who is literally just helping him with computer problems. Unless this is hinting at something that I'm just not picking up, there's no reason why Leah has to literally spy on Cypher while he gives tech support. So the gang successfully breaks into hackmeup.com and figures out that Luxor is behind it all. Then Riley heads back to Ames Youth Club and apologizes for being a little bit difficult.
And that's why it's important to pray every day. Do you understand?
But she brings her old friend Sean along as well. Ah yes, you can tell he's a good kid because he isn't wearing a hat anymore. With Riley in good hands, the Bible Brigade sets out to defeat Luxor once and for all. Again. After searching in the sewers, they finally encounter the villain's hideout. Bibleman takes on Luxor, Leah takes on Lucy, and Cypher takes on Ludacris. This fight goes on for a while, and I mean a while. Oh, Cypher actually took a hit! Oh, never mind. And it appears as if Luxor may be able to defend himself against the heroes, but not before.
And lead us not into temptation.
Can we get much higher?
What? He literally just got Thanos'd? That was kind of violent for a kid's show, don't you think? Just the screens lowering into silence and dust as he is thrust back into the cosmos of which he came. And that was Lead Us Not Into Temptation. I think out of all the Bibleman tapes we watched today, this one was definitely the weakest. A few of the plot points, like Cypher's old friend and the website itself, were a little confusing. And I feel like a few of the jokes just didn't land. Maybe this episode was filler, maybe Willie Ames had somebody else write it. We can only guess. Overall, I thought these tapes were surprisingly really good. Sure, a joke might not land here or there, but being a Christian children's show from the 2000s with an extremely low budget, this thing has no right to be as good as it was. I had no problem watching this all the way through. The acting was really good overall. I think Cypher probably was the best actor out of all of them. I mean, just look at this guy. The writing was great, and I'm surprised at the amount of detail, foreshadowing, and just overall good choices in the writing of not only each episode, but the characters. The jokes. The fourth wall jokes get a little bit stale after a while, but the movie references and just flat out bizarre goofiness at times was really enjoyable. The entire show has this budgeted, heartfelt charm to it. You can tell by the set pieces and special effects that they weren't exactly swimming in cash, but they worked with what they had. And with a little creativity and good writing, this show really came together. And they don't really force the Christian message down your throat either. They of course spell out the messages sometimes, but it's more like the hero's theme versus the actual genre of the show. Like it seems a little bit closer to Nunchuck from the Minions than, VeggieTales or Salty. If you know salty, you know what I'm talking about. And for all of those reasons, I'm giving Bibleman a white chocolate macadamia nut cookie with 1 raisin out of 10. The cookie itself is great while you're eating it, but you get these little chunks of good stuff here and there that elevate the entire thing. Then you get to the raisin and go, huh, that doesn't really work. But I still really love this cookie, and then you finish off the entire thing. Let me know what you guys think of the Bibleman Adventure, and let me know if you've seen these before and what you think. If you're interested in another video, go check out my Nostalgic Snack Foods video. There should be a link up here and down there, so yeah, go click on it. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, leave a comment too, and share this video with your friends if you have friends that you think would like this. Go check out my Instagram, Discord, and Twitch. All of that stuff should be linked in the description, guys. And with that all out of the way, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.